Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. And just a quick just to say very quickly, I'm very sorry about the uploads. I've been very busy for these past couple of months. I was going to do World Cup content, but I still got really busy. But I'm back for the new Premier League season. Well done to France, by the way, winning the World Cup. And I'm back for the new Premier League season. Now, this video is on the Premier League predictions 2018-19, my predictions, and see how much I can get right this season, my very first one on my channel. And just to say quickly, as this is being uploaded onto YouTube, the match day has, the first set of games has already started in the Premier League, so nothing snaky or anything is happening. I've got my predictions here, and nothing weird is gonna happen. So let's just get straight into my prediction on who's gonna get relegated this season. So the bottom three, I'm gonna make this quite quickly. So for the bottom three, I'm gonna go Cardiff to finish 20th, Huddersfield to finish 19th, and Watford to be 18th. And those three, I think, will be going down. Now, Cardiff. Why I think Cardiff will be going down? Well, because Cardiff have come up. Their team, they didn't bring much players in. Looking at the transfers here, they brought Harry Arter in on loan from Bournemouth. They brought in Alex Smith, he's from QPR. They brought in Josh Murphy from Norwich, and those players don't ring out a bell. Their team doesn't look like a Premier League. They're a great Championship club. They can be in the Championship. They can play. They can beat all the most of the Championship clubs. But I don't think they're ready yet for the Premier League, because their manager Neil Warnock, he's a great Championship manager, loads of promotions, but I don't think he's the right man for the Premier League. So I think Cardiff will be going down. Now in 19th, I've gone with Huddersfield, as I just said. Now, why I think Huddersfield? Well, they came up last season, and now their team, again, very good. They survived relegation last year. None of the three promoted teams from last season went down, luckily. But this season, I think, is their year, because they didn't bring any big name players apart from maybe Sobib from Stoke, but still, and Kungolo, they signed him on. They re-signed him. Hammer from Leicester. These signings, Lerser from Mainz again. These are not very big name, and I don't think this is their year to survive. So, fortunately, Huddersfield fans, I think you're gonna finish 19th, and I think you're gonna be relegated this season, unfortunately, as you don't seem strong enough to be competing this year against all the other teams. Now in 18th, I've gone with Watford, unfortunately. Now again, Javi Gracia, a okay manager, but again, I don't think they did not make any big signings, because they got rid of Richarlison, 40 million, to Everton, and they've got Delafeu, and out of those two players, I would prefer Richarlison, because he's more of a striker, goal scorer type player, even though he plays on the way he gives you more goals than Delafeu. And yeah, I think they will go down, because they don't have any big name players that they brought in. Gracia, great manager, but this is their year. I think they will go down, because they don't seem like they're going to be a team that could compete with the big name players, if you know what I mean. And again, Watford, they've been in the Premier League for quite a long time, but the players they brought in, their team does not look like their team's more of like an old team, because they've got Troy Deeney up front. They've got Okaka, I think. I don't know if he got sold. No, he didn't get sold. So I think Watford fans, I think you're going to go down. Now let's get on to 11th to 17th. Now I think in 17th, it's going to be Newcastle. 16th, Southampton. Brighton in 17th and 16th. 15th, Bournemouth in 14th, Palace in 13th, Wolves in 12th, and Fulham in 11th. Now, why have I gone Newcastle? I think they will survive this year, just survive, because the players they brought in. They brought in some good players actually. They brought in Dubravka, great goalkeeper. They brought in Rondon on loan. They brought in Fernandez, a late signing on deadline day, and I think Benitez is a great manager. He's gonna make them survive. They got Mitrovic went to Fulham, but again their team, I don't see something in them this year that will make them compete against the top. So I think they'll be in Premier League this season for next season, but as we speak, I think they will just and I mean just survive, as their manager will make sure they will survive and not go down, because they're a very big club in this north, and hopefully they do survive and I get this one right. Now in 18th, in 16th, I've gone with Southampton. Well, Southampton brought in Danny Ings. He was from Southampton, I believe, from Liverpool on loan, or an option to buy. And Southampton, Mark Hughes came in late last season. He survived them, and I think they're going to survive again this year. So that's why they're going there. They didn't bring in big name players where they can fit around the team. They've got some they got Dusan Tadic left to Ajax, a great player for them. Not other players that left. Jordi Clasie, Sofiane Boufal, other players those two went out on loan. They're losing their players, didn't bring anyone in to replace them, and that's why they're going there. Now in 15th place, I've gone with Brighton and Hove Albion. Now they've made some good business. One big player that everyone should know is Alireza Jahanbakhsh from AZ Alkmaar, the Iranian. He proved very well in the World Cup. I don't know him very well, even though I'm half Iranian, but still. Jahanbakhsh, great. Apparently he's a great. I just saw him in the World Cup. He didn't play much in the World Cup, coming off the bench, but watching a highlight of him at AZ Alkmaar, he's going to be a great player. They've brought in other players like Leon Balogun. They've brought in Florian Andone from Deportivo. They've lost not many big players, but I think they'll be around mid-table this year, because they're gonna do a great job this year, around 15. And I think they're gonna survive. Now, in 14th, I've gone with Bournemouth. Bournemouth did some good business too. They brought in Lerma from Levante, Diego Rico from Leganés, and David Brooks from Sheffield United. And they got rid of all the bad players in the likes of Afobe, Max Grador, Adam Federici, Lewis Graben. And I think that the players they brought in and the team they've got, Eddie Howe, young manager, very good manager I should say, I think he will make them survive the Premier League this season, and they'll be around mid-table. They're a great team to watch. I love watching them. Small club from the south coast. I just love watching them. I don't want to go down. They're a great club. Love watching their football, and I hope they finish around mid-table and not go down. Now, in 13th, I've gone with Crystal Palace. Now, as we speak, they have, as I record this, Wilfried Zaha, one of their main players, has just signed a new contract, so he'll be staying, and luckily till 2023. And they brought in some good players. Cheku Kouyaté from West Ham, good box-to-box midfielder. He's a good goal scorer. They brought in Max Meyer on a free from Schalke. All the big clubs like Arsenal, Man U, all of these players from Bayern Munich, all the teams from Germany, Bayern Munich, all wanted him. And he's come to on a free to Crystal Palace. Great bit of business by Roy Hodgson there. And they brought in Jordan Ayew on loan, and they've brought in Vincent Guaita from Getafe, and I think they've done some great business. And I think they'll be around mid-table. Hopefully they'll be a bit higher than where I've put them, but I think they'll be in a great, they'll have a great season this year with the players they've brought in, the team they've got, the spirit they have. I think they will be in 13th. Now, in 12th, I've gone for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They did spend big. They brought in loads of Portuguese players. And they brought in Afobe, as I said. They brought in Willy Bolly. They brought in Raul Jimenez, Patricio from Sporting Lisbon, World Cup keeper. I don't know why he's number 11. That's another subject to talk about. João Matinho, another Portuguese. They brought in loads of Portuguese players. Their team pretty strong. I think they will survive this year because they're a great club. I love watching them play from the years they were in the Premier League. So I think they'll be around mid-table as well. They've got a great team that I've heard of from other people. I think they will be in 12th this year. Now, getting on to 11th, the last team from the bottom half, and I've put Fulham. Now, why have I put Fulham there? They third highest spenders in this transfer window. They brought in Michel Seri from Nice. They brought in Le Marchand from Nice. They brought in Andre Schürrle, great player. I remember watching him for Chelsea. From Dortmund on loan for 2 years. Mitrovic, Alfie Mawson, Callum Chambers from Arsenal, Sergio Rico, Joe Ryan, Vieto from Madrid, Fosu Mensah. They brought in some great players, but I think they're the team to be around the mid-table, around the bottom half and top half. So I've just put them in 11th just to make sure they're around the right place. So yeah, great bit of business, third highest spender. So I think they will be around there because they're a new club, and I don't think they'll get too high because they have to get the feel of the league. They have to play the big clubs, likes of Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Man U, Spurs, Arsenal, and all that. And yeah, that's why I'm gonna put them now. I'm gonna go for the top half now. Now in 10th, I'm gonna go for the 10th place. In 10th place, as I've said, I'm going to go with Leicester City. Champions from 3 years ago, I believe now. And they got rid one of their big name players, Riyad Mahrez, left. And they brought in some good players, James Maddison. They brought from Norwich, from Johnny Evans, great bit of business from West Brom. Rashid Ghazal, I believe, from Monaco. Soyuncu from Freiburg. Arsenal were looking in for him. Other clubs that wanted defenders were looking in for him. They got rid of, as I said, they sold Musa for an undisclosed fee. First I've ever seen that. Slimani to Fenerbahce, Aloha to Pachuru, and yeah. But their team's looking like a championship team as we speak. Their players are getting really they're losing their big players now. Vardy's signed a new contract. He's getting old. They have to bring in more players in the coming transfer window just to make sure they stay in the Premier League for a good few years. So that's why I'm putting them in 10th. Now in 9th, I'm going with Burnley. Now Burnley, they're in the Europa League. Hopefully, they'll be playing on Thursday nights and games on the weekends. They're gonna struggle. They're gonna be focusing on the Europa League mostly. I would imagine. Brought in some good players. Joe Hart from City. I feel so happy for him. They've got 3 England goalkeepers now in Pope, Hart, and Heaton. 3 great England goalkeepers, I would say. And they brought in Matthew Vidra from Derby and Ben Gibson from Middlesbrough. Some great players. And I think they're great with a great manager, Sean Dyche. And yeah, I think they will be around the 9th. So they'll be in a great position. Now, in 8th, sorry, going ahead of myself, I've gone with Everton. New manager, third manager I think in about 2 seasons. I've gone with Everton. They've brought in, as I said, Richarlison for 40 million from Watford. They brought in Digne from Barcelona. They brought in Yerry Mina, a great player to watch at the World Cup. Scored against England, obviously. Andre Gomez on loan. Kurt Zuma, Bernard, and yeah, They brought in some good players, and I think they will be in that top half. They could even get into the top 6, but I don't think that will happen. That's too controversial. I'll be looking up, but there's still more controversy to come in this video, and I think they will sit nicely in 8th place. They brought in some good players. As I've said, their team is looking very good. They got rid of Wayne Rooney. They got rid of Davy Clarkson that came. They got rid of Williams on loan, Morales on loan. Their team's looking more of a stronger team now, as we speak. And I hope they sit in the top half, because they're a great team to watch again. And I don't mind watching them. They're a strong team. They've beaten some of the top clubs. And yeah, I'm going to put them there. Now, in 7th place. They're very controversial. Very controversial. I'm going to go with... I'm not being biased or anything because I support Arsenal. Because I'm going to go... I've just given you the hint. I'm going to go with Tottenham Hotspur in 7th. Now, why? Made no transfers. Now, their stadium... They're going to go into a new stadium that no one knows what's happening now. They're not going to be... Their stadium's been delayed until... Playing in the stadium until October now. They're not going to have a stadium to play at against Man City, I think, when they play them. They might even have to move to Twickenham, the rugby ground of England, as I've heard, and this is real crazy. They're going to be from stadium to stadium. They're going to get really confused. No new players. Their team, great team, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, all the England players. They've got a great English side, but I'm sorry, Spurs fans. You're going to have a very hectic season with moving stadium, no signings. I don't know why Pochettino is blaming Brexit for not bringing players in, but they've just lost money. Their new signing is basically to the stadium. And yeah, I'm going to go with Spurs in 7th, because they're going to have a crazy season, I'll imagine, because they brought in no players, as I've just said this about 4 times, and I don't know what's going to happen. Not going to have a great season, I don't think. So I'm going to go with them. Now, in 6th, surprisingly not, West Ham United. They brought in some very good players. Very, when I say very good, I mean like very cheap. Very, a bargain, that's the word. They've brought in bargains of players. Now, they brought in Fredericks from Fulham. They brought in Fabianski from Swansea. Jack Wilshere on the free from Arsenal. Yarmolenko from Dortmund. Balbuena. Anderson. Lucas Perez from Arsenal as well. Carlos Sanchez from Fiorentina. Brought in some great players. Some box-to-box players. They got rid of Kouate. Brought in Wilshere. Box-to-box. 2 box-to-boxes. The other way around. Vice versa. Now, I think they'll be going for the top, at least the top 8. They'll be going for the Europa League, because they've got a former manager in them, Manuel Pellegrini, won the league with City, of course. And as I record this, as I said, they lost 4-0 to Liverpool, but no one cares about that, because first game, 37 to go. They've brought in good players. Their team is looking much stronger. They've got players to come in, Lanzini to come back, Antonio to come back. They've got God knows, they've got loads of players to bring back. So I think they're gonna have a great season this year. There would be a relegation. There were a relegation battling team last season, but not this season. They are gonna go for 5th, 6th, I think, this season. So good luck, West Ham. I hope you finish around in the top half. And yeah, they've done some good business. Now, it comes down to top 5. The last 5th player teams remaining. The potential top, I've already said one of the top 6. Now, the last 5 remaining. In 5th, I'm going to go with Chelsea. Now, new manager, Sarri. They're still looking to bring... They don't have a proper striker. Morata, are they going to rely on Morata or Giroud? They haven't brought in a great top... good striker. They brought in Jorginho. City wanted him. They brought in Kovacic on the loan with the Courtois transfer, the swap deal, and they brought in Kepa Arrizabalaga from Atletico Bilbao to replace Courtois. Brought in some good players, but they still need that striker. So I'm gonna put them in 5th, great position. They'll be going Europe again. So yeah, brought in some good players. They have a good team, but they need to bring in a striker in January, or they're going to be in big trouble. And yeah, Chelsea, I'm going to go in 5th place. Now, in 4th place, I've gone with Manchester United. Now, the reason I've gone for Manchester United is because the team they had last season was very good. They brought in Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal, and their team got a bit stronger, but they still weren't aiming for that top spot or champions, and they finished 2nd last season. And I still don't think under Jose Mourinho they're going to win the league. He's not the right man for the job. I think this is his last season. They have a poor season. If they finish in 4th, I think he's gone. He's a goner, because he doesn't. What's his name? Ed Woodward, chairman, vice chairman. I don't even know who he is, but he's one of the men who works behind the scenes. And whatever Jose tells him about transfers, he gets ignored. I don't know why I'm looking over there. Gets ignored. Doesn't want. And under Jose being so negative, they won't win. I promise you, they won't win the league, because the team they had last season, it was okay, but yeah, the team they had, it wasn't strong enough to be. They got 2nd, just got 2nd. They could have even got 3rd or 4th, but they need to find that quality. Got to find that quality, and yeah. And the players they brought in, 3 players, they lost from Porto, Fred from Shakhtar, and Lee Grant, a veteran goalkeeper. Why do you need to bring him in? You've got Romero. He's going to come back soon from injury. I don't know what he's doing, but you know, 3 players, decent enough, but still that team is. Fred's a good player actually, and still not a strong enough team to compete for the title this year. So I'm going to go with put them in 4th. Now in 3rd place, I'm not trying to be biased or anything here, but I've put my own team, Arsenal, in 3rd place, because they haven't had the best of seasons the last 2 seasons under the management of Arsene Wenger. And I'm gonna be talking for a lot about it here, but I don't really want to go over board anyway. New management, Unai Emery's coming from the backroom staff, new backroom staff should I say. New players have come in, like Lichtsteiner, Leno, Socrates, Torreira, Guendouzi, and loads of players went out. Jack Wilshere, as I said earlier in the video, went to West Ham. Perez also to West Ham. Chambers on loan. Santi Cazorla, we released him. Mertesacker, he retired as a coach now. And now why I think we're going to finish 3rd. We'll be finishing in the top 4 because new manager, new things. We're going to be pushing now for that top 4, because 5th or 6th won't be good enough this year. No chance. We can't be finishing there 3rd year in a row. We have to be finishing 3rd or 4th at the most. So we have a very good team, strong team. I hope we challenge for the title. I don't know, I'm not going to say we're going to win the title, but I hope we challenge for the. I don't think we will win it, but still, I want to finish that round there, because we have a good team. We can win our away games, and home games. More home games we win, the better for us when we go away. But anyway, I'm going off board now. As I said, we have a great team, and I hope we finish 3rd, above the likes of Chelsea and Man U, but we have to beat them as well. So hopefully, the players we've brought in, the business we've done, the team, the new management, and everything for the first time in 20 odd years, hopefully we can finish in the top half. Now, top 4, sorry. Now in 2nd and 1st. Now, who I think is going to win the league? Last 2 teams, obviously, we know, are Man City and Liverpool. Now, who's first, who's second? Well, everyone thinks Man City are going to win the league again, but I don't, because I'm going to put Man City in second, as no team has retained the title for a long time, and I don't think it's going to happen this year, because I think Liverpool will win the league this year, as the only problem they had last season of them stopping them winning the title was the goalie, and they brought in a goalie in Alisson, a top player, international Brazil, good friends with Firmino and some other lads, I would assume. Now, that one player can make the whole difference in the team, because they finished third, was it, last season. They were very unlucky not to win it, and they haven't won a trophy in a long time, so I think this is their year to win the Premier League and finish as champions. Man City will have will be competing. They could win it, or Liverpool, in my opinion, but I think Liverpool definitely more than likely win it. But it'll be between those two. If anyone can compete against City, it would be Liverpool. Now, Man City, who did they bring in? They brought in Mahrez, good cover for anyone who gets injured, like Sterling or De Bruyne. And they brought in some other players that not going to get in the first team. But Mahrez came from Leicester, that won the league a few years ago, and has come to the current champion. And I think he's going to be a great fit, great player. He had to go to the top team, top 16, if I should say. And I think it will be them and Liverpool competing for the title at least. So I think they will finish second, just behind Liverpool, literally by maybe 5-6 points, or maybe even goal difference. But that will be really sad to see. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Man City in second, and Liverpool in first. And quickly, a summary on Liverpool's transfers. They brought in some 4 great players. Well, I've already said one, but they brought in 4 players: Fabinho and Keita, both midfielders. Keita, a top class midfielder they brought in there, good money. And Shaqiri, again from Stoke, cover for Salah if they need to. He's good with his biceps. His left foot is beauty. His finesses are beautiful. His shots he's just a very good player, and he'll be up there competing. And they got rid of the likes of Chan and Ward and Danny Ings, as I said, and they brought in Becker, as I said, as a as not cover, but as a number 1 to carry us. And I feel sorry for Karius. I feel sorry for the guy in the Champions League final made that mistake, cost them the Champions League. But now they brought in Alisson. Hopefully that can make them win in the Premier League. So there we have it. I've come to the end of my predictions and I think, as I've said quite a number of times in this video, that Liverpool are gonna win the league just in front of Manchester City, as that's the goalkeeper was the only position they would really need to win a title. So yeah, and Jurgen Klopp, title winner in my opinion, as is Guardiola obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna finish there. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Pretty long one, about 25 minutes I would assume. Thank you for watching for this prediction video. Hope I get most of them right, and I'll have a conclusion at the end of the season and see how much I got right. I hope you have enjoyed my predictions. Don't hate me in the comments, please. And quickly, and I think the Golden Boot winner will be, in my opinion, Aubameyang as top assister. Ozil, I'm being quite biased here. Golden Glove, Alisson, and Young Player of the Year, Ryan Sessegnon of Fulham. Now, and that's those 4. And yeah, I'll bring that to a close now. The video. I hope you have enjoyed, and please give this a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, turn on the notification button, and comment your top 20 teams and who you think's going to win the league. And I've been Vazza, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.